In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bet slate for Friday, March 15th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our March 15th slate on Friday. We are bringing you the NBA bets. All right. Now, before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about the Patreon. Right now, we're on the homepage right now, currently at 1.84 thousand subscribers. We are moving forward each and every video. I'm getting great views. I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate the comments down below. Shout out to Spidey yet again. You came back in the previous video. You stepped up that comment game, and I appreciate that so much. All right. Now, currently right now for the Patreon, I already have the SEC tournament champion in there who's going to be my future bet. They get them at a very good number. If you want that access, get into that Patreon link down below. So that's the SEC tournament champion, and I'm going to drop who is going to win it all in March Madness. All right, that's going to be coming out very soon. Actually, tonight I'm gonna post that. So if you want to know who's going to win the NCAA tournament champion for this March Madness, sign up for that Patreon. That link is provided down below. First game on the Friday slate, we're going to be breaking down Phoenix Suns, who are 38-28, going up against the Charlotte Hornets, who are 17-49. We have the Suns on the second game of back-to-back. They just got dominated by the Boston Celtics. Here we go with the back-to-back. If you can get the front side of the back-to-back correct, you can get the back side of the back-to-back correct. So they just got blown out. This should be a revenge shot here for the Phoenix Suns. As you're looking at the line right here, you can get the Phoenix Suns on the money line at a -450 with the Charlotte Hornets at a +360 on the comeback. The current spread is at a 9.5 on both sides, as you can see here, and the total is at 218.5. All right, looking at the current public bets here. Okay, I'm switching over to another page here. Current bets, we have 60% of the money on Phoenix, 63% of the bet on Phoenix to win. That's for the spread, excuse me. 60% and 63% on Phoenix to cover. We have 88% of the money, 95% of the bets on Phoenix money line. And for the total, we have 79% of the money, 77% of the bets towards the over. All right. So these two teams have faced already this season. That was December 29th. That was in Phoenix, and that was a blowout win by the Phoenix Suns. And that total was 252. If we're looking at the current over under right now, it is at 217 right now. We're going to be going with the over. All right. I expect the Phoenix Suns to be playing at a higher pace and tempo in this particular game, especially with some motivation going up against the Charlotte Hornets, who do not play any defense at all. I think the Suns can keep up pace with points. That's why I like the over, but I still do think the Phoenix Suns will be able to cover this spread of 9.5. All right. This is a revenge spot. This team is angry of that butt kicking that they just went through against the Celtics. And we're looking at against the spread numbers for the Charlotte Hornets at home. They're 14-18 at home, and they're 26-35 as underdogs. So very poor performers at home. It doesn't matter. They've just been bad on both sides. It doesn't matter if they're home or away. We're going with a full sweep of the Phoenix Suns. So I'm going to be giving out Phoenix money line. All right. But obviously, if you're willing to take that risk, take the value, then the -9.5 will be there for you. All right. If you do not like the over. Next up, we have the Miami Heat, who are currently 35-30, going against the Detroit Pistons, 12-53. Looking at the odds here, Miami's coming in at a -270 on the money line. You can get the Detroit Pistons at a +220. Current spread is at a 6.5 on both sides, with the current total at 217.5. All right. For the public bet percentage, as of right now, we have 70% of the money and 61% of the bets on the spread here for Miami to cover. For the money line, you can get 83% of the money, 90% of the bets going towards the money line of the Miami Heat. And for the total, we have 80% of the money and 78% of the bets going towards the over 216, and now it's 217.5. All right, so that line is moving up and it's adjusting. Always check your sites. Each site is going to be a little bit different, okay? For the injury report, all right, injury report for the Miami Heat. Kevin Love and Tyler Hero were not able to make it on the road trip. They're going to be out. Bam Adebayo is going to have a Q tag, okay? For the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham is questionable. Quentin Grimes and Oscar Thompson will be out for this game. All right, looking at the previous matchups between these two teams, the first game was 205 points, and the second game was 228 points, both games going towards the Miami Heat. All right, the key factor here in choosing the winner here is the Miami Heat on a long 4-game losing streak. Somehow they lost to Washington. I can understand the other losses, Denver, Thunder, Dallas, but the loss to Washington is mesmerizing. They're in a predicament here where they need this win against Detroit. They already dominated them so far this season with 2 wins against them. They face them 2 more times. Pretty much they face them 2 more times in the next 3 days. So they're going to need to answer this. They got a little back-to-back here against the Detroit Pistons. So what we're going to be going with, we're going to go with the money line, -270. That's a nice number there. -270 on the money line for the Miami Heat. Do I think they cover this number? It might be close. I want to wait on news about Cade Cunningham. If Cade Cunningham is out, then I'm going to go with the point line of the Miami Heat. If Cade Cunningham is in, then I would consider the +6.5 on the spread. As you can see, the Detroit Pistons have been playing a little bit better. 2-game winning streak there. They beat the Charlotte Hornets and beat the Toronto Raptors. They're going to be playing at home with some confidence here. But the number one play right now is going to be Miami Heat money line. Next game up, we have the Orlando Magic going against the Toronto Raptors. Magic are 38-28, with the Raptors being 23-43. Looking at the current odds right now, you get the Magic on the money line at a -275, with the Raptors on the comeback at a +225. The current total here is at a 222.5, and the spread is at a 6.5 on both sides. Looking at the public bet percentage right now for this Magic and Toronto game, for the spread, 60% of the money, 55% of the bets towards the Magic to cover that 6.5. For the money line, 91% of the money, 83% of the bets are coming in Orlando to win. And for the total, we have 68% of the money, 72% of the bets going towards the under 222.5. So points bet has it at 223. And let's see, for ESPN bet, they have at 222.5. So the money's coming in on the under right now, moving that line. All right, it opened at 223 and went down to 222.5, and that's understandable because when you look at the injury report, it's more on that Toronto Raptors side. Obviously, condolences go out to the RJ Barrett family. He lost his brother yesterday. And condolences go out. That's such a sad story there. He's going to be out. Gary Trent Jr. is going to be a game time decision. And Chris Boucher is going to be out as well. So they're missing some key factors here. This team, no Scotty Barnes, no RJ Barrett, no Jakob Poeltl. This team is really, really decimated here. Looking at the previous matchup here between the Raptors and the Magic, that was a total of 233, and that was a blowout win by the Magic. Looking at the last 5 here, The Raptors are on a 5-game losing streak, and Magic have been playing pretty well. 3 out of the last 5 have been wins. So what we're going to be leaning towards in this one, we're going to be going with a full sweep here. Go with the Orlando Magic money line at a -275, being safe. I also can see Magic covering that spread at that 6.5. It's probably going to go up higher and higher as the night goes along into the morning. And I would be leaning towards the under. I don't think Toronto's going to be able to put up enough points, and I think Orlando's going to blow away this team. Let's move on to the next game. Next matchup, Western Conference battle here. Denver Nuggets, who are currently 46-20, going up against the San Antonio Spurs, who are 14-52. Looking at the odds right now, you can get the Denver Nuggets on a -450 on the money line. The total right now is at 224.5, with the spread at 10.5 right now on both sides. So far, this total has been going up 3 points. It opened at 221. It is now at 224. So this line is moving for these two teams. Looking at the public bet percentage here, for the spread, we have 63% of the money, 51% of the bets going towards Denver to cover 10.5. For the money line, 74% of the money, 95% of the bets going towards Denver to outright win. And shockingly, we have 77% of the money, 74% of the bets going towards the under. So that is confusing me right there. You got all the money coming in, probably the smaller bets coming in on the under, but this line has moved up from 221 all the way to 224. So something is a little fishy there, all right? These two teams have faced already earlier last year, which was November 26th, and that was a blowout win by the Nuggets. And that total was 252 in that game. Spurs have been struggling, lost 4 out of their last 5 games, and the Denver Nuggets are on fire. 4-game winning streak currently, all right? Now, what are we going to choose? So, looking at some of the spread numbers, I think the best thing we could do here is take the plus 10.5 for the Spurs. Looking at the Denver Nuggets against the spread numbers, they're 13-18 away. And as favorites, they are 24-29 as favorites. So both numbers under 500 against the spread here. I get it. Denver at home is dangerous, but on the road, they can play towards their opponent and kind of fall asleep. All right. So I'm going to be taking the value here. This line's probably going to get bigger. I'm going to take the plus 10.5 here for the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, I like the Denver Nuggets to win the game, but there's no value, not much value, unless you put them in the parlay piece for the Denver Nuggets money line. And if you're choosing the over or the under, I'm going to take the over 224.5. I'm going to go with the line movement that I'm seeing and the fact that both of these teams can put up some points, especially the Denver Nuggets, all right? Next up, we got the LA Clippers, currently 42-23, and going up against the New Orleans Pelicans, 39-26. Looking at the odds right now, you can get the Clippers at a plus 220 with the Pelicans at a minus 270. They are the favorites right now at home. For the total is currently 218.5. It opened at 221, so the line has fallen 3 points with the spread at a 6.5 on both sides. That line opened up at 5.5 and it went up 1 point. Okay, looking for the injury report. James Harden will be a game time decision on Friday. He did not play on Thursday in the game against the Bulls, and that was a very comfortable win for the LA Clippers here. If we're looking at that score, that was a 126-111. All right. Bulls were on the second game of a back-to-back. They had that surprising win in Indianapolis, came back and lost. All right, now you get the Clippers on the second game of a back-to-back. They just had a blowout win against the Bulls. Now they have to travel and go against the Pelicans here. So if you're following me, what I'm saying, you get the gist and the idea. All right, Clippers right now, they were on a 2-game winning streak. They just beat the Bulls. This is the second game of back-to-back. Right now, the Pelicans were red hot fire and then had a surprising loss against Cleveland. These two teams have faced already 3 times. This is the 4th and final matchup of the season series. The first game went to 222 total. The second game went to 206, and that was a Clippers win. The third game went to 223, and that was a Pelicans win. So right now, the regular season series is Pelicans up 2-1. Who are we going to be going with in this one? I told you guys, Clippers back-to-back. Second game, I never liked those spots. We're going to be rolling with the home favorite here of the New Orleans Pelicans. Get me them at a -270 on the money line. I'll be taking the over 218 as well. With the other games I saw went to 222 and 223. I believe this game can squeak over that 218 number, and I like the Pelicans to cover this spread at a 6.5. All right, that's what we'll be rolling with. We have one more game to come up with. Let's tune into that one. Last but not least, we have an ugly game here. Atlanta Hawks 29-36 going up against the Utah Jazz 28-37. Looking at the odds right now, it's a pick'em game, all right? -110 for Atlanta on the money line. Same thing with Utah, -110 on the money line. The current total opened at a 225. Now is at 223.5. With the spread, obviously, it's a pick'em game, is at 1.5, all right? So the reason why I'm saying it's an ugly game is because of the injury report, all right? We already know for the Hawks, no Trae Young. Not to mention, no Jalen Johnson is going to be a Q tag, all right? He's going to be questionable for this game in Utah. We got to wait on news for that, all right? With the other players out for the Hawks, that's going to be Saddiq Bey as well. So right now, this team is just pretty much Bogdanovich, and DeJounte Murray, all right? He's going to have another big game yet again. For the Utah Jazz, they're missing a lot of guys, all right? Lauri Markkanen out yet again. Jordan Clarkson, their 6-man, out yet again. So for the Jazz, it's going to have to be Colin Sexton, Keontae George, and former Atlanta Hawk John Collins. So he will be motivated in this spot here, all right? Looking at some of the previous games for these teams, the Hawks are on a 2-game losing streak, and the Jazz are on a 3-game winning streak. One of these two teams are desperate for a win. One of these two teams is going to have to win this game. The previous matchup between the Jazz and the Hawks was a total of 221 points. That was a blowout win towards the Atlanta Hawks. Utah, this is the second matchup in this series right now, second and final. Who's going to win this matchup? All right. What I'm going to go with, we have the Jazz on the front end of a back-to-back, all right? Jazz are going to face the Hawks, which is a winnable game. And then the second game that they got going to on Saturday will be against the Timberwolves. I'm pretty sure they're going to lose that game. So what we're going to rock with, we're going to go with the first underdog of this slate. Technically. We're going to go with the Utah Jazz to get a home win. This is a very strong home team. These role players play better at home for the Utah Jazz. Keontae George, if he gets hot at 3, we're talking about a problem here. John Collins, motivated to going up against his former team. All right, Atlanta Hawks coming in decimated as well. It's going to be a DeJounte Murray game. Bogdanovich is going to have to shoot better, which he hasn't. And Saddiq Bey is gone as well. So they're missing a lot of guys. Give me the side of the Utah Jazz. It's hard to choose between either or. Give me the home team. We're going to be rocking with them for this matchup. Thank you guys for tuning in. So the main play, money line, Utah Jazz. I will be giving a total. The total will be the under. I'm going with the under in this game with all the main players missing. I think there's going to be a lot of missed opportunities at the basket. Definitely opportunities for rebounds. So I'll be looking at props for a double-double for somebody. Hopefully John Collins can get that through. All right. But the main play, Jazz on the money line. So thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Guys, down below, continue to comment. Let's build that community. Let me know if I had something that you don't coincide with. Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, we can definitely talk about it. Give me one of your plays. All right, and I'll be back with another video very soon. All right, peace out.